NFL Today on CBS Sports is powered by Ram Trucks.
And welcome back to the NFL Today. The Browns and the Steelers are getting set for their matchup, but the game clearly is secondary right now to the tragic events that took place yesterday in Pittsburgh. And it's with heavy hearts that we send it out live to Pittsburgh with our announcers Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, and Evan Washburn.
JB, we share your sentiments. A horrific act of violence shell shocked this community and the country yesterday. The Squirrel Hill section of Pittsburgh is 6 miles from Heinz Field. It is a somber backdrop today as the Steelers play host to the Browns. There's been a lot of movement in the AFC North, and Pittsburgh sat back and watched during the bye week as they have moved into first place in the division at 3-2-1 ahead of both Cincinnati and Baltimore. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. Ian Eagle along with the Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. Evan Washburn will join us downstairs on the sidelines. Ben Roethlisberger, he enjoyed the off week, and when our group sat down with him, he looked refreshed and ready to go for the rest of the season. He is on a torrid pace right now, Dan.
Yeah, things have really turned around for him. He's averaging over 300 yards a game. He's thrown 4 TD passes and only 1 pick. And the fact he's not been sacked once in the 2-game winning streak bodes well for the rest of the year. His projected numbers show you how special this season can be. The yards passing would be 3rd best all time behind Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. His 32 TD passes would tie a career best. And he's only thrown 3 interceptions in the last 5 games after throwing 3 against the Browns in Game 1.
Nothing has changed with the Le'Veon Bell situation, as we know. The trade deadline is 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So maybe there's some movement there. But the one thing the Steelers have found out, they can trust young James Conner. 7 rushing touchdowns this season. That's 2nd in the NFL. He's been consistent the last few games as well. And the surprise has been in the passing game. 26 catches this season behind Smith-Schuster and Brown. Good for 3rd on the team. Dan, what have you noticed with this offense? Randy Fichtner now calling the shots as the offensive coordinator.
Well, in talking to him, he's pleased with how his offense has handled the situational aspects of the game. Keeping drives alive on 3rd downs has been key as of late for the Steelers. Scoring touchdowns in the red zone shows the trust he has in Big Ben and his receivers. And finally, when the Steelers have had to score under 2 minutes of either half, they score touchdowns.
Well, for the Cleveland Browns, #1 pick in the draft, QB playing in your rookie year. You're going to have a lot of new experiences. Baker Mayfield is going through that right now. This would qualify as a new experience. His first game at Heinz Field. He likes these kinds of moments, though. Give me what you've seen out of Baker.
Well, he's had his up and down, no question. In his first start against the Raiders, he stares down his receiver, throws into double coverage, and that resulted in a pick 6 for Oakland. Following week against the Ravens, he reads the blitz, slides in the pocket, and smartly finds his outlet receiver. And when protection breaks down, as it did last week in Tampa, he doesn't force the throw down the field, lets his legs get him out of trouble. Reading the blitz and handling it will be the toughest aspect of the game against the Steelers for the rookie QB.
It was an overtime loss to Tampa Bay last week for Cleveland, a gut punch. And after that game, Hugh Jackson had some choice words regarding the offense. It raised questions about the relationship between Jackson and offensive coordinator Todd Haley. More on that. Here's Evan.
Yeah, and that led to speculation to whether or not Hugh Jackson this week would take over play calling. Well, he assured us last night that nothing changed this week in terms of his input on the game plan and play calling for this game. He and Todd Haley met early in the week, cleared the air. He felt like Haley was receptive to everything he was saying. Guys, the main concern here, the slow starts. 0 touchdowns in the first quarter this season.
All right, Evan, time right now to do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot.
Yeah, it's always smart to throw the ball to Jarvis Landry. He has 41 catches so far this season, and that is more than all other Brown receivers combined. And for the Steelers, T.J. Watt had 3 sacks and a blocked field goal in Game 1, but he has only 3 sacks in the last 5 contests. Well, the Steelers have not lost to the Browns here at Heinz since 2003, and the Browns have already played 4 overtime games this year. It would be smart if they would get the job done in regulation.
It is the 134th all-time meeting between the Browns and the Steelers. We've got all the action for you coming up. The NFL on CBS.